Your Olympic hero has arrived. It's true, it's true.
You're watching Fugitive Redeye, and welcome to another episode of Redeye Raw. As you can see by the title of this one, we're talking about the Robin Hood story. You know, the old fable. It's had multiple adaptations. Disney's had their hand in it before. You know, there's been comedies. It's been done multiple times. As you can see, today we're using the webcam, just to mix things up a little. Yeah, I think Robin Hood has a terrible, terrible message. In fact, I think it's kind of propaganda in a way. Let me explain why. So, what does Robin Hood do, right? He steals from the rich and gives to the poor, right? That sounds noble on the surface, but depending on the version of the story, you would think that he has no justification at all. Because number one, again, it depends on the version of the story, because I know there's some where the rich, you know, have, like, abused the poor and the money, like, rightfully belongs to them. But in other versions, they're just rich, and that's their only crime. You do realize it's not wrong to be successful. So just stealing it and then giving it to these perceived poor, or these perceived underprivileged, is still immoral. You're just taking from one person to give to another. That's theft is wrong. It is. And again, there's nothing wrong or immoral about being successful. And another thing is it encourages the poor in the story to be lazy and not actually do anything. They become dependent on Robin Hood. So he's gonna go steal from these evil rich and then give to these poor. Which, to me, the whole thing, now that I think about it, you know, as an adult, seems to me kind of like communist propaganda, almost. And I'm sure we could potentially get some spicy boys in the chat telling me how great communism is, because for whatever reason, dumbass people think it is these days, but, communism is immoral. Taking stuff from people by force is immoral. It just is. I don't care how rich someone is. That's another thing, is people dehumanize people because they're wealthy nowadays, and I find that disgusting. I'm not saying I think that the rich are inherently good people. In fact, I think, to the contrary, I think there are a lot of immoral, bad rich people. And I do think there are plenty of people that have gotten rich through immoral means. But just because someone is successful does not make them any less human, does not make their stuff any less their stuff, and does not make it right to just wrong them. Because, you know, the old expression, two wrongs don't make a right, but in Robin Hood, in most versions, there's not even an original wrong. They just take it. That's just one wrong trying to make a right. That ain't gonna fucking fly. So yeah, Robin Hood is a terrible, terrible story, which teaches people that it's okay to steal, which it just simply isn't. And, it's kind of funny to think about. I'm not saying I hate Robin Hood as a story, because it can be entertaining. Sure, there's various versions of it that are fun, like Robin Hood Men in Tights. And, you know, the Disney furry version was fine, when I was a kid, but I realized that it is kind of teaching people bad lessons. Because to just say, oh, it's okay because, you know, they have more than me, that's just wrong. Why? But no, anyway, that's really all I have to say about Robin Hood. I think it has a stupid message, and, yeah. That's it for today. It's been Fugitive Redeye. Toodles.
What puzzles me is this. You rob from the rich.
Yes! That's right, yeah.
And then, when you rob the rich, you give it all to the poor.
Yes! I love giving it to the poor. Whoa! Whoa!
Now, that's the bit I don't understand. You men risk your lives in combat?
Yes!
You risk certain death if you're caught? You live here in this forest in total squalor? I mean, I'd hate to think what the toilet facilities are like around here.
Not very nice, actually.
And yet you still give every single penny to these so-called poor who just sit on their backsides all day.
Shut up now.
Laughing at you, saying, oh, no need to go to work today. Robin Hood and his merry men will be along in a minute with a big pile of cash.
I said shut up!
I'm surprised they don't call you Robin Hood and his bunch of complete lunatics.
Right, that is it! Shoot him, boys! I'm great and he's not!
Robin Hood and his band of merry morons.
have the smoothest balls in Iceland.